Obviously very exciting to welcome our new draftees to the club. It's always a really special time for them and their families, and as a club we couldn't be more pleased with the crop of young men that join the Fremantle Footy Club. So first and foremost, introduce Murphy Reid. Jump up, mate. So Murphy obviously joins us from the Sandy Dragons. I think there must have been 8 of them taken in the first round. Inside mid, crafty and can go forward, and I think from our perspective and our recruiting team, his ability to impact the scoreboard, but his ability to bring his teammates into the game, really clean. Staying with Andy Brayshaw at the moment, tells me that Andy hasn't cooked yet and probably can't cook, but and he's been given the nickname of Bruce, so I'll let you guys lead into that one what you will. So jump on the mic, mate. Murphy Reid.
Any questions for Murphy?
Yeah, who Bruce Reid is?
Yeah, no, I've heard a bit about him now. But yeah, obviously there's an Ollie Murphy. My nickname's probably Murph, he's Murph, and Liam Reedy, he's Reedy. So 2 of my names sort of already taken. So Andy was pretty quick to find that name for me, and yeah, I think it's going to stick. So everyone's calling me Bruce, so no, I like it. It sticks. It rolls off the tongue well.
You don't have any choice if you don't like it?
Yeah, no, not at all. Apparently if you don't like it, it's probably a bit better. Everyone starts calling you a bit more, so no, I reckon it rolls off the tongue well.
How are you finding him with Andy for 1.5 days?
Yeah, he's awesome. I was probably a bit nervous coming over, and he's just been so welcoming, friendly. Spent a lot of time with Caleb as well and his partner and Charlie. We've been out for a few dinners and stuff like that. As you said, Andy isn't a great cook. I think Liz is a good cook, Andy's partner. But yeah, no, he's welcomed me. He's already like an older brother, sort of the way he's treating me. So so lucky to be in the position I am to be with him.
I think Andy might have lived with Lockie Neal when he came over and learned a fair bit. Do you hope to have that same experience with Andy?
Yeah, like obviously he's such a good player, and already learned about some of the habits and stuff with him. You know, been to the supermarket with him yesterday, going for the shop. He's a pretty familiar face around the Freo area, so every 2 seconds he's getting stopped and I'm just standing awkwardly on the side, just like I even took a photo for him yesterday. So getting used to that, but yeah, it's just awesome being with him.
What's it like kind of seeing that, footy players here are such celebrities? What is it like seeing that firsthand and that, you will kind of become that yourself? Yeah,
it's pretty cool. As I said, we went out to an Italian restaurant on Saturday night and sort of asking for it. We went down to Yochi after on the main street of Freo, and me, Charlie, Caleb's, Andy got like 5 photos in like the space of 5 minutes. So it's pretty cool. Obviously getting recognised straight away. A few shocked faces, obviously probably because we were with Caleb and Andy, but it is pretty cool like how that's sort of sinking in as well, that I'm an AFL footballer now.
What do you think of Perth since you've been here?
Yeah, it's obviously, I really like how chill it is. It's sort of, no traffic, weather's awesome. I was out, Andy's done a nice pool area outside. I was out at the sun yesterday while he was playing golf in the morning. I've settled in really well and really keen to get into it.
Did you come over with any goals for your first year in the AFL?
Just the main goal probably that I've got right now is probably to do my best to play round 1. Probably as I settle in a bit more, I set some more long-term goals and other goals like that as I get more into it. But in my mind right now, I want to do everything I can to play round 1. Yeah.
How do you crack into that midfield by round 1?
Yeah, there's a few big names, isn't there? In there, isn't there? So I think one of my strengths of mine as well is sort of being pretty versatile and being able to play different positions. So I'll do everything I can to learn off those guys in the midfield. Obviously, very big names. I'm sure I'll learn a lot, and I think my skills and attributes will sort of, as he said before, I like to think that I bring other guys into the game. So I think my strengths and attributes will sort of work off them.
Such a successful squad you're with, Sandy, with a dozen players, I think? How important was it to have a group that you're all telling them you're working with that can all drive each other to higher standards?
Yeah, it's obviously very, very good to be a part of such a great community there down at Sandringham. We're all striving to win the premiership, but that also creates such good standards. I'm sure it is similar here. I think it just really set me up to become an AFL footballer and really build off each other and really compete against each other at a high standard at training and stuff like that to make sure we're getting better.
So will that competition and that rivalry continue now that you're all at different clubs? And you look at someone another club, they're going, well, I need to better them, I need to get better this guy over here.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll still all stay in touch. We're all very close, so if someone's getting a game, someone's not getting a game, I'm sure we're still competing with each other. So yeah, I think it'll be a good rivalry for years to come.
Obviously, the opportunity to introduce Charlie Nichols. So jump up, mate. Taken pick 34 at the club. Obviously, a key forward, 197 centimetres, can play back. Started to pinch hit in the ruck a little bit as well, mate. So we actually flew from Melbourne early on Friday morning and went out and saw you and the family at the farm in Tarlee, so a country boy. And we think that he's a really exciting opportunity with his versatility at both ends of the ground, but also the potential to go in the ruck in the future. Still growing a little bit. His 14-year-old brother thinks he's going to catch him pretty soon. So really excited to welcome Charlie to the club.
Thanks, Jack. Charles, just stand there. Perfect. Fire away.
Charlie, who came out to see you? Who came to the farm?
Yeah. So it was pretty cool. Joe came, JL came, and then Emma came as well. So and also Luke, the media guy. So it was really cool to have them come out, check out the farm. Obviously, JL grew up on a farm, so he was loving it, and it was really just cool to meet them. I'm so grateful that they made that.
Did they surprise you, or did you know they were coming, and how did you feel about them making that effort?
Yeah, I chatted to JL after the draft on the night on the phone, so that was really cool, and he said that they would pop over in the morning, so that was pretty cool. I had family over as well who they were pretty excited when I told them about it as well, so yeah, super grateful that they made that effort.
Where is Charlie? How far out from Melbourne and stuff?
Yeah, so it's South Australia. It's about an hour north of... That's right. It's about an hour north of Adelaide. So yeah, I didn't go to boarding school, so I went to school in Tanunda in the Barossa. So yeah, grew up on the farm and just take the highway into training in Adelaide 3 days a week. So.
How big a commitment was that to have to do all the travel and schoolwork at the same time when you're constantly on the road? Like, what's that done for your ability to prepare for?
Yeah, it was a big commitment. I sort of knew staying at school at home and not going to school in Adelaide, I was going to have to make those sacrifices. So I'd go straight to training from school. I'm lucky I have some mates that I could pick up along the way, and one that came with me from school to training as well. So made the car drives a little bit better as well. But yeah, I definitely knew I was going to have to make those sacrifices.
So when you know now you'll have to be closer, you have more opportunity to kick the footy and mark, so you just not lose time in the car. Will that make you a better player instantly?
Yeah, I think it will. Having that more time to spend, obviously out on the track, or even getting here early and just being around the club, I think will be really beneficial.
Can you tell us about your first impressions of the club this morning and what you guys have got planned for the day?
Yeah, it's been really cool. I've been living with Caleb, so yeah, pretty lucky. One of the most professional and best players in the league, so to be able to live with him, I'm very grateful for that. Came into the club, met everyone this morning. It's obviously a big day, your first day at the club, but to do it with these boys as well, it's been really cool, and everyone's been so welcoming today. So really looking forward to it, and then we'll crack into training a bit later in the week.
What have they given you?
They tried out grey for grey Nicholls, the cricket brand. We'll see if that sticks. We'll see.
What advice has Caleb given you coming into today?
Yeah, just enjoy it all really and soak it all in. And he's just been telling me, the club's in a great spot, and telling me about everyone and all the players and all the staff. So he's been giving me all that information, which really helped leading into it.
I said you're 197 and you're still growing. So what were you 12 months ago? Do you know how much you've grown in the last 12 months?
Not quite sure. I reckon I was around 193 or 4 about 12 months ago.
So it's exciting to know that you still got that growth.
Yeah.
And you could be the 200 sort of centimetre before we get back. Right?
Yeah. To be able to get to a couple more centimetres, get to 200 would be pretty cool, and that will be able to pinch it in the ruck a bit more, being that size. So yeah, that'll help.
Have you watched much of Freo's key forwards, and are you excited to work with them?
Yeah, definitely excited to work with them. Josh Tracy, Jiren Smith, guys like that. Definitely watched a bit of them over the time, as of all the. I've watched all the key forwards in the competition. But they're definitely in a good spot. They did really well the last couple of years. So to be able to work with them, learn off them, we're pretty cool.
Pick 67, we'd obviously been having a number of conversations throughout the year with Jaren in terms of him being part of our program at different times through our father-son academy, and then ultimately to be able to bring him into the club through the draft, really pleasing for us. His father Matthew, and obviously strong connection with his uncle Josh, and what we see a great opportunity is obviously a mature age player being picked up at, have you just turned, mate, 21? 20, so 21st coming around the corner. And his development in the recent 12 months has been something we've watched really closely, similar to his father, and his running capacity is really, really impressive. He actually just took out our first 1K with the senior boys, got about 300 metres in front and held the line in the end. So fantastic to welcome our second father-son to the club.
Thank you very much.
Right. What's it like winning the 1K on your first day?
I think that my running is probably my best asset, so I came in with the mindset that I wanted to sort of set a tone early and compete with the best runners at the club, and I'm pretty happy I did.
So you must have been doing a fair bit of work in anticipation of being here, eh?
Yeah, so for the last sort of 4 weeks I partnered up with Nathan O'Driscoll, and we sort of have been pushing each other in this off-season break. So yeah, he's a great runner and he's a great trainer, so I just sort of wanted to keep up with him and keep that standard going.
So talk us through this mature age. Was that because you were a late starter, or were you up? Did you have an opportunity last year to go mid-season even and say no, that sort of thing?
My first Colts year I didn't even play a single game because I was a pretty late developer. So it's all sort of hit in the last year and a half where I've really been able to lock in and sort of excel in my training standards and hit the gym a bit and start filling out. So there was a bit of interest in the mid-season, but I'd only played a few league games up until then. I thought it'd be best for my footy and my development to stick out the year at South Fremantle and back myself in for the national draft, which worked out in the end, and I couldn't be more glad to end up where I am.
So you made that conscious decision to, wow, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
And what were you thinking there, that just you'll be more primed now?
I think it was that. I'll be more primed, I'll have a bit more footy under my belt against grown men, which will set me up for a more successful career. Like if you look through the stories and a guy like me who has developed late, I think it was in my best interest to have a full pre-season with an AFL club before going into my first season.
How important was the ability to be in the father-son system before getting drafted and know people around the club and know the systems and things like that?
No, of course. To be a father-son is a privilege in itself and an honour, because not only am I representing myself, but I'm representing my family and obviously the club as well. I was in the NGA as well to sort of have that experience and sort of know my surroundings early. I think will be really good for me.
So how old were you when you first started training around here with this?
Well, I was in the Stephen Hill squad, which was coached by Roger Hayden when I was 17, 18. So that was when I was first introduced to the club, and I was training with some real famous names, with Jesse Motlop, Jasper Scaife, amongst other great players. So that was my first experience with the club.
So was that important for setting you on this path?
I think it was, yeah. Not only did I learn a lot, but I got to see what the standard of an AFL program was, and what sort of I was setting myself up for if I was ever able to achieve the goal.
And your dad's influence, like until you were young when he retired, have you seen much of him on telly? Does he talk himself up too much?
Yeah, well, he's a great personal coach, really as much as a father, and Josh, when he's in Perth, plus when he was coaching at the club, would help me as well with vision and with advice. So to have them as close coaches and family personnel is really good.
Does the name bring pressure, or do you?
Not really. Well, not for me anyway. I've always, Dad's been good with this, not putting pressure on me and not, forcing me into playing footy. It's not. He's always said that it's not his choice. I can do what I want, and it's sort of been up to me to pursue this goal. But there's not too much pressure.
How did the connection with Nathan O'Driscoll come about to pair up with him and do some training?
Well, when Peter Bell was at the club, he sort of set me up with Nathan and gave me his contact, and yeah, Nathan reached out to me, messaged me, and we sort of got stuck into the off-season program a week or two after my season finished.
And with that, I guess, mature age side of you and that running ability that you've shown already to the club, are you patient, or do you want to sort of get cracking as soon as the season comes around?
Well, yeah, it'd be excellent to crack in early, but I'm also patient. I know that I'm a late developer and it's going to take a bit. I've still got a bit of weight to put on, and it's a fresh start, and all the work starts now. Getting drafted is good and it's a start, but now is when I really have to start cracking in and putting in the work to become a better player and get to the standard of the guys out there training now.
Tell us about your rivalry with West Coast. We've all seen that photo of you with the crew cut with your old man. Your dad was very famous for his rivalry with West Coast, particularly a couple of derbies. Have you taken on some of that, or has he spoken? Have you seen the pictures? Yeah, I've seen the pictures and the videos on YouTube and whatnot. But I like to think I'm pretty competitive in that nature, similar to my old man. And if I ever get that opportunity to play West Coast among any other team, I hope to bring that same competitive nature. Has he ever spoken to you about why he was so fired up in those derbies? No, he never has. Never has. I think it just comes with the culture of the WA Derby, and how special it is to both clubs, in that game.
What are they calling you? You know what they're calling these two? What are they calling you at the moment?
I haven't got an original nickname like Bruce or Gray, but I'm just Carr for now. Last but not least, obviously with pick 7, we picked up Aiden Riddle. So jump up, big fella. He's a big fella, 200 centimetres. So joins us from Claremont. Actually idolised, was it Matthew Pavlich, mate, that you looked up to? So family supporting the Fremantle Football Club as a child. And Aiden, again, is a late developer in a sense. He's obviously first Colts year, and he played a couple of games. He's shot up in recent years and a bit of a growth spurt, and it's obviously assisted him in terms of his ball use. Go forward, he's pretty clean as a big fella in terms of his ball use, going inside 50 as well, and ability to hit the scoreboard. Last year, Players Player Award at his club, so well liked by his teammates. It's obviously been documented as a club that we had made a commitment to pick up Max Noble, and Max went to Gold Coast with pick 4, but even prior to the rookie draft, we had developed an order to get clear if the opportunity did arise for Max to go somewhere else, that Aiden was our first choice. So it was great that we were able to bring Aiden into the club and see him as someone that we can develop and invest in as a ruck going forward, and who knows, there might be a few centimetres left in him too. So jump in, Aiden. When did you get the idea that you might be going to Fremantle? When did it start?
I didn't know until I got called out, really. I wasn't actually watching it. I was going for a walk with Mum and my partner, and my phone started going off in my pocket, and that's kind of when I realised I had a missed call from Ed. So, yeah. So
you were thinking you might not go, or you might go rookie, or what?
Yeah, well, obviously hoping for Thursday night, but it didn't happen, and kind of same concept going into Friday, and turns out luck was on my side. So
you were like Will Hayes. You've seen Will Hayes' pictures?
I have seen that, yeah. Yeah, it's pretty cool, yeah.
So when did you start growing? When was it the spurt?
I've always been pretty tall. I've grown pretty steadily over the past few years. I think this time last year I would have been probably an inch or so shorter, and it's always been pretty consistent. I've always been the tallest guy on my teams. So.
It's not like you play a different position, and you always been key position.
Yeah, I've always been stuck in the ruck straight from Oz kick. So
when did this become a real option in your head?
I think the past couple of years, especially being put into the Colts system. I played a few games my underage year. I played round 1, which was a bit of a surprise for me at the time, and just continuing to grow from there, and a bit disappointed last year missing out, but putting my head down and get to work was a big thing for me this year, and it worked out in my favour.
How do you feel about, I guess, the opportunity you've got now and the circumstances with Fredo having their plans with Max Noble, but then that opportunity opening up for you?
Yeah, it's unreal. I'm super lucky that it's the club I supported. Been down here this morning and getting to know everyone, and it's a great experience, and I'm just looking forward to it. And honestly, can't wait to get out there.
It's pinching yourself a little bit as you go and meeting folks who were your heroes two days ago?
Yeah, a little bit. It's a pretty cool experience, but no, I'm sure I'll get to know them pretty well soon. So,
tell us about that Claremont Colts team. So, Ango, who's super surprised with me, and there's Will, and then there's Hamish, and then yourself, and It's a pretty special number of blokes out of one team, isn't it?
Yeah, it was a really special group, proven by the fact that they won last year and we managed to back it up again this year. But yeah, they're all super talented players, great mates of mine, and super happy for them as well to be able to live out their dreams too.
Have you guys got together and talked about it, or are you going to get together?
Well, I went round to Angove's place on Wednesday night when he got picked up, and then I went to Hamish's on Thursday, and Hazy came round to the game round there, so we all spoke a little bit on Thursday, but haven't made plans since then, but I'm sure something will pop up.
It was strange how no one actually kind of knew what was going on. You were surprised, Will was sitting on his own, Angove had no idea, his mum wasn't even there, and Hamish drifted and nearly missed out, and everyone was there, weren't they? And they were going, holy shit, this is not looking good.
Yeah.
And it's a strange scenario, isn't it?
Yeah, it was. Obviously they had their expectations, and I'm sure in the back of their minds they knew what clubs were interested. And I mean, it's a great surprise to be picked up, especially when you don't know.
Did you want to go east, or were you happy to stay in Western Australia?
I was happy to go anywhere, in all honesty. It's a dream to be picked up, and just the cherry on top to be staying here with the club I've supported all my life. So.
How much patience do you need to have as a ruckman, as a young ruckman who's a little bit off, and you got Darcy and Jackson sitting there? Yeah. You know all that already?
Yeah, well, I know the nature of my position. I'm going to have to put on a few kilos, and if I grow, it'll be super beneficial for me. But yeah, I mean, to be able to continue to learn off these guys, and that's all I'm going to have to be able to do for a long time, really, just until I can kind of break my way into these star-studded sides, really. So
out of the three ruckmen here, who are you most like with the way that you prefer to play?
I'd say Luke Jackson. Tried to base my game a little bit off him too. Not really undersized, but more athletic, can move around the ground. Obviously, he's pretty big and strong as well, and I like to think I am in a way too. So.
Were you following him at Melbourne as well, or just when he got to Freo?
More so Freo, but his name was on the map straight away since that premiership. So. Yeah.
And have you checked out who you might be rucking against at Claremont when you play for Peel?
Yeah, well, I've gone under the wing of Ollie Eastland for a bit over the last off-season, and Maxi Brewer was a good mate of mine as well, so either of those I'd be pretty confident to go against, and super happy to play against them too, so yeah.
Any nicknames?
I've had Riddler and Rids a bit, they're pretty typical, but I've had a bit of Tom from Harry Potter, Tom Riddle, which, I mean, you can't push back against it, but yeah, that's all right.